When you think of a Canada Goose's environment, you probably picture a lake, maybe mountains and rivers, a natural, peaceful environment for them to raise their families. You certainly don't think of a busy highway, traffic roaring by, and a car dealership. Hi guys, I'm Jake Bartlett. I've been with Applewood Kia for about 7 years. Now, normally Canada Geese will set up a spot that's safe and comfortable and free from predators. This year, of all years, she decided that this was the ideal place for her to have her babies and set up her nest. I question her judgment a little bit, this being one of the busiest Kia dealerships in all of Western Canada. Applewood is actually known for its salespeople being less predatory, and they are trying to keep their eggs away from predators, so that might explain why they're here in the first place. Her hubby, he was hanging out here for the first week he was here continuously with her, disappeared for about a week and a half, and when he came back with a broken leg.
Oh, poor guy. It doesn't look good, does it?
I brought in the BC Wildlife Federation, and we did at one point attempt to catch him, but despite our efforts, even with 4 of them at one point trying to catch him, his wings still work, and he decided he was better off not in a net. Can't say I blame him. So since then, he hasn't been coming by to keep an eye on the nest. We've had to do that job for him. But he does come by and swing by at sunset every day, usually honking like crazy, lands up on the roof and kind of keeps an eye on things for a little bit. Our plan is to try and give her an escort down to what I'm assuming is going to be her ultimate destination, which would be the bird sanctuary down on the Nipkomackle floodplain, about 1.5 kilometers from here. Well, you know how it is, things are never that easy. A couple days later, the eggs hatched and the newborn babies were popped out, and within 24 hours, they were bobbing around the lot. We were having to avoid them with cars and with people, and they were splashing in puddles. Now, there's not any food here, and the hubby was still out of the picture. It didn't look like there was a lot we could do, and I frankly was terrified we were going to have to try and escort her down Highway 10 toward the water, or catch them ourselves. At this point, I decided I better give the Wildlife Rescue Association another call and ask for some guidance. So on short notice, they sent a really resourceful lady to come and meet with me, and we then decided we were going to have to catch them and escort them to the nearest lake.
Well, I'm with Wildlife Rescue Association based in Burnaby, and we get calls, a lot of calls this time of year when we have Canada geese that nest mainly on rooftops and the babies can't get down to a proper habitat, good water source, and so we have to go and rescue the whole family. In this case, it was in a car dealership lot, not a good place, in between, 2 or 3 highways.
Yes.
So we caught the mom and the babies, and we're now going to release them over here at Bryden Lagoon.
Now, while talking with her, I learned a few fascinating things about the Canada Goose. They mate for life, but if one of the partners is killed, they will find another partner. But they don't have a tendency to really think long term. They see a good quiet spot and they make their nest, not really planning how they're going to find water afterwards. Now, whether or not the family will come together again, well, I'm hopeful. Sometimes, apparently, they do quite well after a broken limb. And of course, they will recognize each other. So my hope is that in Bryden Lagoon, the hubby will be waiting there for them and we'll have a nice little reunion.
We've done rescues downtown Vancouver where the dad is nowhere to be seen, and then we do the release down, at Stanley Park or somewhere, and the dad comes flying in to meet the family. So
right, well, let's hope so.
Fingers crossed, yeah, that happens. So we will carry them down to the water.
All right, baby's coming out.
Yep.
And
scoop them out.
From above. Up you go, little guys. Whoop, 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 whoop.
And there comes Mom.
Keep coming. Keep coming. Go, 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 go.
And what often happens is families will merge, and you'll see half a dozen parents and 25 babies all in different sizes. Yeah.
Now, having grown up in Langley, I am sort of used to having wildlife right next to us, but I never really thought about all the various plights and tribulations of having them live in our world. Really, we're sharing this space. I also was not aware that there were so many volunteers and so many good groups that are really putting not only their time, but their hearts on the line to bring these to happy conclusions. I'm really honored that I was allowed to help this little family. And while I hope that they next year choose Bryden Lagoon as their location as opposed to our lot, if they're here again, I guess we'll try and help them out all over again.